What's up, my wolf pack? Alpha of the pack right here. And today in this video, I'm going to be talking about the topic on should children be allowed to have guns? Okay. Now, this topic came to my mind after I watched an episode of What Would You Do? And they were located in San Antonio, Texas, I believe. And a lot of people said that it would be okay for for a parent to teach their child how to use a gun, and that most people that said they were taught to use a gun at a young age, like 7. And I'm gonna say I personally believe that a child should not have a gun. Like, let kids be kids. Kids are into cartoons. Kids are kids want to eat junk food all day. Kids wanna play video games and watch and play Pokemon and stuff like that. Kids want to go outside and ride their bike and go swimming and do all that stuff. I teach think kids should be kids. Shouldn't be no need to rush them to something big, especially like using a gun. And people like to say the phrase that guns aren't dangerous, people are dangerous. And you know what? Yeah, people are dangerous, but guns can be dangerous too. If someone comments guns aren't dangerous, their comments are gonna be deleted because the guns can very well be dangerous. I don't care what anyone tells me. Um, but you know, I'm personally not that big of a fan of guns myself. I honestly would never go out and buy a gun, and I sure as heck wouldn't get my kid a gun. I mean, I never touched a gun. The only way I would possibly ever go get a gun is if I absolutely needed it, like for self defense. But I understand that some people like to go out and buy guns to have fun. Now, some people use guns for hunting. Some people go out and use guns for for shooting ranges and stuff like that. Some people just buy guns to have fun with them, and that's perfectly fine. And I'm gonna say that as long as you know what you're doing with that gun, as, as long I'm pretty sure you have to be qualified to use a gun. As long as you know what you're doing, you know how to use a gun correctly. If you know how to if you know how to use a gun correctly, and you're just not going out and buying it to do whatever, not knowing how to use it, not knowing what to do with it, then you can by all means teach your cat how to use it. I mean, teach your cat how to use it. I mean, it's your kid. It's your right to teach your kid whatever you want to teach them. Okay, that's your right. I'm not gonna be that person that's gonna run up on you and be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be teaching your child this. That's bad parenting." I'm not gonna do that because I know I would hate that if somebody did that to me. But yeah, man. If you know what you're doing, then I say you can teach your kid how to use it. But I personally believe that children, should stay children and not be asked to participate in something like holding a gun. I mean, I think you should let your kid decide that whether or not they want to use a gun. You should, like, when they're like older, when they're like in their teens or something, be like, "Oh, hey, do you want to learn how to shoot a gun?" And if they say yeah, then fine. If they say no, then respect their decision to not want to use a gun. Okay, but I really don't think kids should really be asked to participate in shooting guns, especially not at a young age of 7. But that's just me. And my whole big problem with guns is because most people that own guns get shot with their own guns, which is kind of like the main reason why I don't want a gun. Because I feel like if an intruder breaks into my house and he overpowers me and steals my gun, he could shoot me with my own gun. I can be there, and that's like the whole scenario I have in my head. It's like when I have kids. Like, what if I have a gun safely tucked away somewhere, and then shooter breaks in, fires, and then shoots me and my family? That's the same scenario I have, and I'm like, maybe I'm thinking too deep into the situation, but that's like kind of the main reason that I don't want a gun, because almost a lot of people that has their own gun get shot with it. Okay, and that's just me. That's how I feel, and I think that's really why I don't want a gun. I mean, I don't feel the need to have a gun. So yeah, but yeah, man, if you honestly want to teach your kid how to shoot, by all means, that's your right. But I personally don't think kids should have a gun because I think they should just stay kids, and just have fun and do what kids do. But if you go, but let me say this: if you go out and get a gun, warn your kids that you have it. Tell your kids that you have it, and that and you'll see what I'm saying. Is tell your kids that you have it, and that you put it in this area so they won't go messing around with it. Because some kids, and you can actually find this stuff. Some kids have actually found their parents' guns and actually shot and actually killed their parents or killed one of their siblings or shot themselves because they found their parents' gun and it was just sitting around wherever. So if you have a gun, tell your kids about it or at least put it in a safe place where they cannot find it. Okay? Just do that to avoid all that stuff. And simply, yeah, if your kid is like a toddler or whatever, please put your guns somewhere. Because, I mean, I remember hearing a story about. I don't remember, but I don't remember how the story exactly went. But I remember hearing a story about how a baby took a gun out of a mother's purse and either shot the mother or shot itself. I don't remember how it went exactly, but it went something along those lines. So if you're gonna have a gun, please put it in a safe place. And if you want to talk to your kids about guns, wait till they're legit, like old enough, like a teenager or something, to talk about it. But like I said, if you want to teach your kids about guns, by all means, that's your right. I'm not gonna charge at you and be like that's bad parenting. Of course, some people might do that, but hey, it's your right to do that, man. In some places it's illegal to do that. In some places it's not. But you do what you want to do. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Just make sure you know what you're doing, please. Just to make sure you know what you're doing, and teach your kids to know what they're doing if you're gonna let them get one. Okay. I mean, cause some parents who've actually tried to teach their kids how to use guns got shot, and some parents have brought their kid to like a specialist, someone to teach them how to use guns, got shot by the kid by accident. So make sure they know what they're doing. Make sure your kid know what they're doing, and make sure you yourself will know what you're doing. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Your alpha has spoken. I'm out.